Hi there. When we talk about travel capsule wardrobes, we talk a lot about clothing. That's not wrong. Obviously, clothing is very important. But in my opinion, having the right travel accessories is what can really make your travel capsule go from prepared for one case scenario to ready for just about anything a trip could throw at you. A small but well thought out collection of accessories can make your clothing capsule feel 10 times more versatile. My goal when packing for any trip is always to pack as lightly as possible without sacrificing my well-being, physical or mental. Clothing is often the main factor in physical comfort. I need to have enough clothes so that I can feel clean and maintain a comfortable body temperature, etc. But on the other hand, it's really the accessories that help the clothing pieces get in the mood and solidify the vibes of the outfits. I tend to travel with pretty basic clothing in order to maximize versatility, but that means sometimes the individual pieces can be uninspiring, and so the outfits end up looking pretty ambiguous. But ambiguous can be a good thing because it means with the addition of simple accessories, an outfit can go from casual to serious to party using the same clothing items, but just with different accessories. So in this video, I'll be showing you all of the items that I currently keep in my travel accessories capsule. I switch things up here and there, but for the most part, these items are my tried and trues that I can pack up on autopilot, and I know I'll have everything that I need to look good, feel good, and be functional while on the go. This capsule contains all of my bags, shoes, jewelry, and other basics that you'll be very happy to have while you're on your travels. If that sounds good to you, then please subscribe for more videos like this one, hit the thumbs up button, and now let's get on to the travel accessories. First, let's talk about all of the items that make up my personal accessories capsule, and then I'll go into how I pack everything up. Starting with jewelry. I'll preface this by saying that I almost never travel with fine jewelry. I own very little fine jewelry to begin with, and what I do have is sentimental. And I just don't think it's worth the risk to travel with jewelry that is irreplaceable. But I also don't want my jewelry looking like it came from a mall jewelry store aimed at tweens getting their first ear piercing, if you know what I mean. I like to keep it minimal, but impactful. Quality, but affordable. The jewelry I'm showing you in today's accessories capsule was kindly sent to me by Ana Luisa Jewelry. If you don't already know, Ana Luisa is a New York-based small jewelry company that finds the perfect balance between quality and affordability. All of the jewelry is sustainably made, it's water resistant, and hypoallergenic. Those last two are especially important for me because I have very sensitive ears, and so I have to be careful to select jewelry that is made from quality, recognizable materials that won't cause irritation. And secondly, I can be rough on my jewelry. I should take better care of my things. I know, but I don't let my jewelry stop me from living life. My jewelry gets wet, it gets sunscreen on it, it's outside in the sun, but I need to know that I can trust it to clean up nicely and carry on, especially if it's one of the few pieces that I've chosen to travel with me. In my accessories capsule, I like to pack one pair of statement earrings in addition to the everyday earrings that I'm just always wearing. And then I pack two necklaces that can be either layered or worn separately. For my statement earrings in this capsule, I'm bringing the Ash double earrings in marble blue from Ana Luisa. I think the marble blue pattern is so pretty and it's unique enough to add something interesting to my accessories capsule, but it's not so out there that it's unwearable. And check this out. If you've watched my channel at all, then you know I am kind of obsessed with versatility in my travel items. The bottom links on these earrings are fully removable. So if I want not so much of a statement, I can just easily remove the bottom link and turn these into just basic classic gold hoops. Additionally, I can also turn the link around if I wanted to have just a solid gold facing forward. So these earrings are essentially 3 looks in one. For necklaces, I have the Tate set from Ana Luisa. These 2 dainty gold chains come as a set, along with this simple freshwater pearl pendant. I like layering chains of different textures because I think it looks most intentional that way, and this set does that for you. I've been into pearls lately. I just think they're classic and they add a touch of elegance to any outfit. And you already know what I'm about to do here. Of course, I'm threading that marbled link onto the chain so that I can wear it as a pendant. It just makes sense. And that is all for jewelry. I like to keep it as simple as possible so that it's less likely that any small items may be misplaced. And in case you're wondering, I don't generally pack bracelets or rings because I kind of just don't like things around my hands. Partially a sensory thing, but also practicality. These things sometimes get in the way and I don't like to be wearing them when I'm moving around a lot. Moving on from jewelry, I want to talk about bags. When I'm at home, switching up my bags is my go-to method for changing up an outfit. I have a pretty good selection of bags, and so I always have one that works no matter what I'm trying to achieve. But when I'm traveling, I don't have the luxury of having every option with me. Bags can take up as much space as shoes in your luggage, which is a lot of space. So you really do need to be strategic with the bags that you bring, if you want to pack light. If you don't care about packing light, then by all means pack all of your bags. In general, I travel with 3 bags that cover every situation just fine. I never need more than these 3. Side note, these 3 bags do not include my suitcase or my travel backpack. Just making that clear. Occasionally, I may want to pack a specific bag for a specific look, and that's on me, but regardless, I would have been fine with just these 3 bags. And actually, if I did plan on packing a separate bag, I would probably omit one of these 3 bags, so I would still have 3 total. But honestly, sometimes I don't even pack all 3 of these bags, depending on the events of the trip. The first bag is my Fjallraven High Coast tote pack. This bag does it all. It's a tote for when you just want to swing it over your shoulder. It has backpack straps for when you want to be hands-free, and the top handles make it easy for you to pick it up and run with it in a hurry, such as when the bus appears out of nowhere like the night bus. It's also packable, and it packs away into its own front pocket. I think it makes the perfect day pack because it's lightweight, but it also doesn't feel flimsy, and it has just enough space to carry all of your daily exploring essentials like a jacket and water bottle and umbrella, but it still doesn't feel overwhelmingly large like a full-size backpack. It has this like easiness, I don't know a better way to explain it, of a tote bag that can be worn on your shoulder, but it can also be worn on your back and out of your way. The second bag is, of course, my Uniqlo Crescent bag. This is my go-to everyday default purse because it carries everything that I could need on a regular day, but it's also just so lightweight and comfortable to carry. This bag might be less stylish than a nice leather bag, but I think the comfort and ease of use are well worth the trade-off. It's also nondescript, so it's not screaming for attention, but the simplicity still means that I can dress it up with any charms or scarves, bandanas, pins, whatever I have on hand, and that can totally change up the personality of the bag. I can wear a crossbody if I want to be hands-free, or I can make it a little bit nicer by shortening the strap and wearing it as a shoulder bag. I feel like it works just fine for all but the fanciest of occasions. If I have one of those occasions, then I can pack for it specifically, but I usually don't, honestly. And so while I like to be prepared for a variety of situations, it's unrealistic to try to pack for every event that is pretty unlikely to happen. The third and final bag is this Coach belt bag. Yes, this is a belt bag. What's awesome about this bag in particular is that the belt is fully detachable, and it's actually a nice belt on its own. Which means, bonus, I have a belt that I can wear just as a belt in outfits with or without the bag attached, and so I don't have to pack one separately. And this also means that the bag alone is just a perfect little clutch for when you want to dress up an outfit. It also has these loops on the side, so if you wanted to attach a crossbody strap or a shoulder strap, anything, then you can turn this bag into pretty much anything you need. Sometimes I'll bring an additional strap, sometimes I won't, but stay tuned because I actually have a hack if you didn't bring an extra strap. I always like having a small belt bag on hand when I'm traveling because to me, it's just the best place to store small items that you want easily accessible. Sometimes when you're wearing your backpack, it can be a little bit of a pain to like constantly take it off to grab things out of there. So I like just having a few small essentials right on my waist. And you also don't have to worry about leaving it behind anywhere because it stays attached to you the entire time. The next category is my practical sun protection accessories. A hat and sunglasses. I always travel with one of each, and no more. I actually really dislike wearing hats. They compete with my favorite hairstyles, they make my head feel hot, they mess up my forehead makeup, they like to fly away. I really just don't like them at all. But when the sun is blazing and I'm outside all day, it's in my best interest to protect my face and neck from the sun, so I wear it. One small addition that has helped my situation is this hat strap clip that I got from Daiso. So when it's windy, I can tighten up the strap under my chin, looking like a true boomer tourist, but at least my hat won't fly away. For sunglasses, I generally just end up with the one that is in my EDC purse already. It's rare that I'll go out of my way to pick out a specific pair for the trip. So that's that, very simple. Next, I have a few miscellaneous accessories. First item is this fabric tie. I got this particular one off of a pair of paper bag pants, but they can also commonly be found on dresses. You can find them at a lot of places. You can do a lot with this. It's a very easy way to add a little bit of extra detail to an otherwise boring outfit. I can tie it around my neck like a necktie, or tie it in a bow. I can tie it in my hair or onto my handbag, or on my waist like a belt, or I can make a shoulder strap for my clutch bag if I didn't bring one. Also, if you ever have a bag emergency, you can use it to tie things together without regret because it's not as precious as a silk scarf. Mine happens to be black because I wear a lot of black when I'm traveling, but use whatever color complements your travel wardrobe the best. Second item is a light gauzy scarf. I find that a light scarf is a lot more versatile than a heavy blanket scarf, and while I can't say it's just as warm, even a light scarf can be very cozy when it's tied correctly. It also comes in very handy when you need a little bit of coverage for whatever reason. You can cover your shoulders for sun protection, or you can tie it around you as a beach cover-up. There's just a lot of things you can do with a scarf. And finally, a claw clip of some sort. I find that a claw clip is the easiest way to make it look like you did something with your hair when you really did nothing. Final category is, of course, shoes. Over the years, I've gone from traveling with not enough shoes to too many shoes, but I think I have it down now. No surprise here, my Hoka sneakers. These things are the most comfortable shoes that I have ever worn, and I will never travel without them ever again. But that's just me. I recommend finding a pair of sneakers that is very, very comfortable for you for extreme walking. Like 37,000 steps in one day, extreme, but that you still enjoy in terms of style. The Hoka Bondi 8s that I wear have a distinct look that I feel like exhibits its own design language, and therefore it is stylish. Some may say it looks like an orthopedic shoe, but it's a look, I don't know. It's its own thing. It's not trying to disguise itself or pretend to be something it's not. It may not be everyone's style, but I think the shoes are stylish and they make me feel cool, and that's what matters. The more I explore my own style and observe other people's styles, the more I feel like good style is more of a persona than the actual items you're wearing. Like when someone says, I can't pull that off like that person can. It's like, why not? Except for practical reasons, like the ball gown is a foot too long for a 5 foot tall me. I think pulling off an item has more to do with how you style it within your own personal wardrobe and the confidence you exude wearing it. In other words, you shouldn't feel like you're sacrificing your style wearing your unstylish walking shoes around during the day. You should feel stylish in your sneakers. Yeah, it won't be the same as wearing like sleek heels, but you should still feel cool and put together. You should not feel like your comfortable sneakers are ruining your outfits. If you do feel that way, then you're wearing the wrong sneakers. This is to say, everybody deserves to find that magical pair of shoes for themselves. The next footwear option is for utility, not style. But you absolutely need it, and it's a pair of rubber slippers, otherwise known as flip-flops. Wear them in the shower, wear them around your room after you have showered, wear them to the pool or to the beach, and hose them down so that they're always clean. I never travel anywhere without these. My mom got me these. Thanks, Mom. The third necessary footwear option is something elevated but walkable. Not literally elevated, it does not need to be a high heel. It could be a ballet flat or a loafer or boots for winter. When I'm selecting a pair for a trip, I ask myself, would I feel good wearing these shoes in the event that I was going out for the evening, wearing a dress, but unexpectedly had to walk a mile or two? The answer has to be both yeses. Yes to looks good with the dress, and yes to can walk miles. Ever since I discovered Passion Footwear and their convertible heels, these are my go-to elevated shoes. I can wear them as flats or as heels depending on the situation, and I can even remove the heels mid-walk if I need to. The hardest part is not going overboard packing all of the heels, so I limit myself to one pair of heels, maybe two, if I have a good reason. And when I do pack heels, comfort and versatility are still top of mind. So I often go with these stacked wood flared heels because the wide base makes them the most comfortable to walk in, especially over uneven ground. If I want something dressier, then I'll go with these 3-inch rhinestone blocks, also super comfortable. And these are all of the accessories that I would ever need on the vast majority of trips. Like I said, if there is a known special occasion during a trip, then I will pack for that specifically. But if not, this capsule is plenty for normal circumstances. If I'm packing this accessories capsule in its entirety, full disclosure, sometimes I don't pack all of it, but if I am packing all of these accessories, then it's safe to assume that I'm packing in a carry-on suitcase plus a maximum size personal item, meaning this is not a backpack only trip. I think of all of these items as an extended family. They all go together, but they don't all live together or need to be together all of the time. Usually I like the organization of packing like with like, but since accessories are all so different and serve such different purposes, I pack them all over the place. So first, I'll be going over the accessories that are packed in my carry-on suitcase and how I do it, and then I'll move over to my personal item and show how the rest of the accessories are packed up in there. First thing I'm doing is packing up my jewelry in this little jewelry bag. I'm using these tiny Ziploc baggies that I save from when clothing comes with a spare button, and I just place my necklaces individually in these baggies. Honestly, I don't think you need to put your necklaces through straws or buy one of those fancy and bulky jewelry boxes to keep your necklaces from getting tangled. I just make sure that the clasp is closed so that there are no loose ends, and I've never gotten a tangle that is difficult to untangle. I place one necklace in each bag and then place the bags in the jewelry bag. Then I just toss the earrings in there too, they'll be fine. I want to utilize the space inside my belt bag and also help to ensure that the bag keeps its shape. So into the bag, I'm placing the belt that goes with the bag, my claw clip, the fabric tie, and the jewelry bag. And this goes right into my suitcase. But first, the scarf. This space between the handles of the suitcase holds more than you would think. I fill the space with all of the miscellaneous items that don't really belong anywhere else, so I'm laying the scarf as evenly and flatly as possible inside this pocket of space. For shoes, I'll obviously be wearing my sneakers while I'm traveling. I keep my slippers inside my personal item, and I'll talk about why that is later on. But for right now, I'm placing my one pair of elevated shoes into a shoe bag. I use different bags depending on the shoes, but I like to make sure that the shoes have enough wiggle room inside the bag so that I can move them around to make the best use of packing space inside the suitcase, while still keeping the shoes contained together. If I'm packing separate heels, then I'll usually just wedge them in somewhere, usually in the middle between the two shoes. The rest of this side of my suitcase will be filled with my toiletry bag and some other miscellaneous items. So let's just pretend I have everything all packed up. The last thing I'll do is lay my Fjällräven tote pack flat across the top of everything and then buckle everything down with the compression straps. This suitcase came with a compression pad that is supposed to help compress everything, but I just feel like that's kind of a useless extra item that I didn't need to be carrying, so I tossed it, and this method works just fine for me. And that is all of the accessories that I keep in my carry-on suitcase. I almost always use a clamshell backpack as a personal item. I think it makes the most sense to bring a bag that is just about the max allowed size, even if it's not completely full. Actually, it's good if it's not completely full because you may need the space later. I keep kind of a lot of stuff in my personal item. I feel like my personal item is like my lifeline when I'm traveling because I'll never be forcibly separated from my personal item like you can be forcibly separated from your carry-on suitcase. So obviously I keep all of my valuables in my personal item, but I also keep items that I would want to have if my carry-on wasn't around, or just things that I want easy access to. I keep my slippers in my personal item because I may want to use them on the plane. Sometimes lounges have showers and I don't like going in there barefoot, and I also don't want to be digging around in my suitcase to get my slippers out. And when we arrive at the hotel room, the literal first thing we do is get our slippers out and take off our shoes and put the slippers on. So yes, the slippers do take up space in my personal item that could probably be used for an item that is more fun, but my quality of life is better when I have easy access to my slippers. I typically pack these at the base of my bag so that when I arrive, I can fully open the bag and they're right there, but they're less likely to be used in transit, so I'd rather have other items up top. The next thing is my Uniqlo bag that is fully packed with my regular EDC items. If I'm going through an airport that is picky about liquids, then I will go through the bag and make sure there are no small liquid items. But if not, then I'll just throw the entire bag in there and it's fine. TSA hasn't asked to see my liquids in years. My sunglasses of the moment typically live in my EDC without a hard case, but for travel, I'll usually put them in a hard case for some extra protection and then place them directly in my personal item. Lastly, I have my hat that I fold up as much as possible. This hat is not precious, so I scrunch it up and do whatever with it, and I just keep the hat clips attached so they don't get lost. The hat goes wherever it will fit, so it's often just one of the last items to get packed in the bag. Obviously, I have a lot more to pack than this, but this is how I pack up my accessories in a nutshell. I can honestly say that I've never needed more items than what is shown in this video. A few great pieces can go a really long way when it comes to elevating a limited travel capsule. And like I said, I don't always travel with all of these items. In fact, I often don't. If I had to pick my non-negotiables, it would have to be the jewelry, the Fjallraven toe pack, and the Uniqlo crescent bag, and the Hoka sneakers. And of course my hat and sunglasses, because safety. And wrinkles, let's be honest. And also the rubber slippers, because those are a utility item and they're not really a fashion accessory. I think that's it. If I was packing for a short weekend trip, like 1 to 3 days, then I probably wouldn't pack more than those items because it's just not necessary for me to have that many options with so few outfit opportunities. If the trip is a week or longer, then I may pack all of these items, but if I need to cut something for luggage weight or whatever reason, then the extra shoes and the belt bag are always the first to go. There's a good chance I wouldn't wear them anyway, especially if it's a trip where we're going really hard exploring. Ask my dad, he knows how these trips go. Sometimes looking good is just not the priority. Again, thank you to Ana Luisa for sending me some of their beautiful jewelry to help me spice up my travel accessories capsule. If you loved any of the pieces shown in this video, or if you have something else in mind that you'd like to try out, I have a link below in the description box that takes you to all of Ana Luisa's most highly recommended pieces, so you can find something that you love that will be the perfect addition to your own travel accessories capsule. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already for more videos about living light every day and while traveling. That is all for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! Now that I'm looking back